All right, so quickly, why you should apply the principles of mathematics in your life, okay? Let me fix my head, guys. I know I look weird, but I like being weird. Um, why you should apply principles of mathematics? I know people are gonna freak. They're gonna be like, what? This guy is saying I should be solving equations in my normal life. Yes and no. Okay, so not literally, but the concepts of mathematics you should apply to your life. Okay, mathematics, a lot of, all hard science. So by hard science, I mean uh, biology, chemistry, physics. These are universal subjects. Okay, what does that mean? That means there's no such thing as American physics, Christian physics, Christian chemistry, Muslim math. There's no such thing. Okay, yes, I do get it. There's languages that are different, but even languages themselves have something in common with other languages. The language that you speak now, the language that I'm speaking right now, English, is derived from other languages. Okay, it did not start from scratch. If you trace the history of the language of English, it comes from another language that branched off from another language that branched off from another language somewhere else in the world, far away from this country. So anyways, I don't want to make this about history of linguistics, but what I do want to cover is why is it important to have apply math concepts in your life. Okay, so I studied mathematics, something that's close to my field. So stuff like my favorite is algebra and calculus. I love the way, algebra is and calculus. Again, algebra, right? If you look at the history, it comes from somewhere else, but it's a universal language. Math is universal, guys. No matter where in the world you are, no matter what the hell your background is, it's universal. Algebra is algebra, calculus is calculus, math is math. It doesn't matter. There's no such thing as this math, that math. People might learn math in a different language, but the core concept itself is the same. So why you should apply that in your life is because, so let's take algebra, right? When you solve a quadratic equation, do you have to do certain, you do it step by step. You start an equation, you break it down, and you reach a conclusion. And if you mess up in any of those steps, the conclusion is wrong. So you get the wrong answer. Because you went about it the wrong way, or you were right and then you messed up something in the middle, or the second step, the third step. So boom, wrong answer. Same thing with when you were in high school or college, you said, okay, I'm going to approach this equation like this. And then you start solving it, and then you think you got the right answer. And then, when it gets reviewed by the teacher and professor, or you do it yourself later, you realize, okay, I reached the wrong answer. So what do? You don't do the same thing again to get the same answer again, right? So you go back to the drawing board, and then you say, okay, where did I mess up? And then you fix it. Then you get the right answer. So same thing in life. If something doesn't work out, reevaluate, take responsibility, and go back and say, okay, where did things go wrong? Where did I mess up? Which step did I get wrong? With that kind of mindset, guys, I get it. Life is not that simple, or I guess to some people it may sound cold. It's not. It's not cold or something. It's just that you learn. You quickly say, okay, where did I mess up? Which step did I get wrong? So that way, next time around, I'll get the right answer, or I take the right steps to reach a conclusion in the right way. Now I know life is when you hear conclusion, right, it's probably like, am I gonna die or something? No, it's just that you gotta apply this in your life. You gotta evaluate. You gotta go back and say, okay, where did things go wrong? That shows maturity. That shows responsibility. That shows a higher level of intelligence, where I was fortunate enough to grow up with people that way. Not everyone, but I myself said, let me apply the concepts of mathematics in my life. and evaluate everything that does not go the way I thought it would go. There's a step I messed up. Now, I'm not putting everything that goes wrong on you, but at least you have that accountability, right? So you're like, what did I do? I cannot control the action of somebody else, but I can at least evaluate my own actions and fix it. So that's very important. I've tried to learn math, even though if you don't need to be good at math. I'm not saying you gotta be like, mathematics type of person, but I understand the concepts of math, just by the way math problems are solved. It involves a lot of thinking, a lot of approach. You gotta think, okay, how do I want to break this down? How do I want to go about fixing this? Again, with the time I've spent with people who have a hardcore like mathematics background, they are that way, that because they know math concepts. So again, life is not that simple. Obviously, it's not that black and white, but at least when you apply the concepts of mathematics, it does help you a lot. You will live a far better life when you evaluate and say, where did I get things wrong? What can I as a person do better, or not, try to avoid making that same mistake. And when I say mistake, don't try to blame it on somebody else and say, oh, this person, I should just, no, you did something, you got a step wrong. You started off approaching the whole thing probably the wrong way. And that's why you reached the conclusion that it did. That's why you ended things like that. And about ending things, so always, if something is gonna come to an end, or in this in mathematics, you reevaluate. You do not leave things the wrong way. It's always important to, I guess, in your personal life, part ways in a good way. Do not leave something wrong like that and say, okay, well, I don't care. I didn't work. Don't do that. It's when something stays in a bad way, it's not good. I don't want to get all religious or karma. It's just not good. You got to fix things. You got to break things down and say, okay, where did things go wrong? So that's the whole point of applying math concepts in your life. Again, that does not mean you should be solving equations in your normal life, but apply the principles and the concepts. It will help you a lot. Yep, that's it, guys. That's all.